Hey, what's going on YouTube? Marine X back at it again. And listen, ESEE has lost their minds. This pack now, this is called the ESEE Advanced Survival Kit. It's pretty nice looking, pretty compact, right? I've done a video on it about a year ago, a few other videos out on YouTube. This thing is designed to help you survive. It doesn't give you a number of days. It just helps you survive in whatever environment that you're in. MSRP on this thing used to be sub 500 bucks, which was kind of pricey, but the value that you were getting out of the bag and not having to DIY the kit was pretty okay. Now on the ESEE website, this thing is retailing for over 700 clams, and that is kind of out of this world. It is a decent all-around kit under $500, but over $700, it is not worth it. That is why if you own this, cannibalize it and DIY your own get home bag or bug out bag. I'm going to show you how I made this into a get home bag, or if you want to buy a similarly sized pack or this pack, we'll talk about how you can do stuff like that. But before we jump into this thing, if you're the type of person that likes man cave stuff, EDC stuff, survival stuff, hit that subscribe button down below. We would love to have you a part of the battalion. This pack itself is called the ESEE Survival Bag. Comes in OD green and comes in this orange color as well. So that if you want to just buy the bag standalone by itself, it's $131-ish, sometimes a little bit lower. And then you need to buy the mat pouch that comes on the front. This thing comes in about 30 bucks, 35 bucks, depends on where you buy it. So about 160 bucks, you're all in on a relatively versatile made in America bag, which has YKK zippers, very good seam lines, even though I've managed to kind of start to bust it out because of how I have it packed. But this thing rucks well. You're able to wear it pretty well, and it has a lot of versatility, hidden pockets, lots of compartments, and pretty small footprint. I mean, this thing's way smaller than my old get home bag. And the reason that I decided to DIY cannibalize that bag is A, the new one is pricey AF, and B, I was tending to take my bag out of my truck, which defeats the purpose of having a get home bag if it's not in your vehicle. This thing is so small, it now hangs on the MOLLE system on the bed of my truck. If you haven't seen me do that, I'll link that up down below, and I don't have to move it. Making runs to the dump, going to freaking pick up stuff from the big box retailers, whatever I'm doing, I don't have to move this bag anymore. The bag itself is made of, I think what they call it, a corderu, if I'm mispronouncing it, pound sand. You can wear it a number of ways. They include a number of straps on the back. They're not padded, so if you need more padding or whatever, you can, wrap duct tape around them or buy a seatbelt cover on Amazon and wrap them up. But that's not really the purpose of this. Is for rucking. And I'll drop some B-roll on how I like to wear this pack. But I wear it like a kind of a front sling method here, where I can put this over my neck, and then this bottom kind of strap here goes around my thigh, kind of as a double support system. That way I can access the content of the bag in the front of my body while I'm walking or whatever the case may be. You can wear it in a sling configuration. You can wear it like a backpack. However you want to decide to use these straps. They give you 6 lash points on the back of the bag to make decisions on exactly how you're going to wear the actual pack. Also on the back of the bag is a bunch of MOLLE. So if you don't want to use any of these lash points, you just want to carry it by this well-made handle at the top, you can use the MOLLE system that's in the back. There's a little bit of MOLLE that's identical on both sides. You can mount stuff there, and a little MOLLE strip in the front of the bag, but you can mount stuff there as well. So lots of different options for mounting, lots of different options for wearing this thing. The very front of the bag is full hook and loop. So if you want to put patches or any type of other devices that have hook and loop, you can put those there. First thing we look at is the mat pouch. As you dive inside, you're going to see right here, there's a see-through pocket. Here in the front here, I do keep a compass. Right behind that is like a little secret pocket. I say secret, but it's just a pocket. And in there, I keep a $20 bill. This is if I am trying to get home and I don't have any physical cash on me and I'm walking or whatever. It's always nice to have a little bit of cash. Also in here, I keep a notepad, Write in the Rain notepad, and a pencil. So going into the pack itself, obviously if it's a map pouch, you want to make sure you have an actual map. You can have a very specific map to your local area. This is just the general DFW area. If I'm walking, most likely I'm going to be walking highways, roads, state highways, stuff like that. So me having that general layout is good. If I was nitty gritty in a specific area where I need a topical map or something like that, you can easily store more than one map in here. It's not hard to do. So very large area, has a nice flap inside to kind of keep it even more rain proof. So this is a pretty weather resistant area for your map. All right, so here in the front of the bag, I keep a hero clip. Of course, I love hero clips. Use this for when I pull the water bottle out of this thing. We'll talk about that here. I just want to be able to have the ability to clip the water bottle wherever I need it. I keep a little night eyes flashlight. This thing is pretty nice. It puts out green light. So if I need to use this while walking, if I've gotten my eyes used to walking in moonlight or something like that, and I don't want to ruin the night vision that I've produced by walking in moonlight, a green light helps with not totally ruining your night vision. Also, a lot of animals can't see green light, so you can kind of flash it and see what animals off in the distance. Side note, if you stand outside at night, moonlight, about 10 to 20 minutes, no lights, don't look at your cell phone, turn off your vehicle, anything like that, your eyes will adapt to the moonlight or the light that's outside, and you can walk better at night. I also have a whistle. This is an Acme Tornado whistle, super loud whistle, puts out plenty of decibels. If I need to gain the attention of someone, I hurt myself, whatever the case may be, I have a whistle. And I also have an alarm. This puts out I think it puts out over 120 decibels. So the way this thing works is you push this panic button. You can also rig this up with some snare wire if you want to set it as an alarm or whatever. And when this button is pushed, you have to give it a pretty good push so it doesn't accidentally engage. Even when I've rucked with this bag, this thing will put off a huge audible alarm. So if you're trying to evade or get out of a situation, you can use it for that. Or if you're trying to gain someone's attention, you've hurt yourself once again, you can use it for that. All of that is on this quick release system, which I buy these things for a lot of different my packs. That way I can quickly detach and reattach any items that I need to. So the front pocket itself does open fully, which is a good thing, so I can fully access whatever I have, whatever I need. I do have a RZ mask, which, these things protect about 99.9% of harmful particles, rather. Has a nice carbon filter inside. I keep an extra filter as well, just in case the first one gets all junked up. I keep a bandana. This is gonna be good for keeping the sun off the back of my neck. I obviously have long hair. Just keeping this off the back of my neck, keeping this off my face, whatever the case. Wipe sweat, using a number of different ways as well. Got some Kleenex just in case. Opening this thing up, it does a full clamshell opening so that you can fully access the entire bag. So the first thing I keep here attached via its belt clip is a Leatherman mutt. The Leatherman mutt, really durable, rugged multi-tool that comes from Leatherman, obviously. I like this thing because it has a built-in hammer, a seat belt cutter, carabiner. It has scraping tools. It has multiple different bits. You got the square bit, you have slotted, you have Phillips, you have a durable, really reliable saw, along with a complete standalone drop point blade, and then super dependable pliers with, of course, the wire crimpers and wire cutters. And, this is kind of long nose and regular pliers. Just the 4-in-1 system that Leatherman has for their pliers. You can keep extra bits, Leatherman's proprietary bits, on the side of this thing. It even has more storage. So just lots of different options. Now, the Leatherman mutt is primarily an explosive ordnance device tool that's used for the military. So it is heavy grade. They have different variations of the tool that you can purchase. In this front pocket here, big lighter, just in case, start a fire. Now, when I'm getting home, my intention is not really stop, get a fire, start a fire, anything like that. But if it does come to that, I do want to have the ability to do that. The easiest way is to just keep a big lighter with you. You also got some utility flame. You can use that in coordination with some tinder to help with a fire. We have a chocolate brownie in here for when I'm walking, give me some good calories. Another one of those Cliff bars. We also have some tinder. Now this B fire fuses. These are tons and tons of tinder, and those would be easily used with the big lighter. If I were to ever run into the occasion where this lighter has been in the bag too long, I don't use it often, something like that, I do keep some indoor emergency matches in here as well, some survival matches, so I can use those if need be. And then when it's all said and done, I have a striker, which I use, a fixed blade knife we'll get to here in a second. And on the striker is a little button compass, just in case my compass in the front were to break, something like that. I have a backup. Now this next pocket that's right behind it here is kind of the main pocket. So you have this little mesh see-through pocket, and behind it is just one more main pocket. We'll put everything out that I keep in here. So the very front, I do keep an indoor emergency survival blanket. The reason I like indoor emergency survival blankets more than others is because they're huge. The indoor survival blanket is 48 by 84 inches. We do kind of have a Israeli bandage or a compression combat dressing bandage, suck up lots of blood if it ever came down to an injury where I was by myself and I had to do that. And I also do keep a small ouchie boo boo kit that goes along with the larger Israeli bandage as well. This thing has in here dehydration tablets, it has aspirin, it has triple antibiotic ointment, Advil, just a lot of different things in here just in case I were to need it. Now, these medical kits, these watertight medical kits, I like buying these things a lot because they're really consistent. There are two medical kits that I always tend to find myself buying if I don't completely DIY a kit. It is the 11 medical kits that I buy on Amazon, that you've probably seen those things before in some of my other videos. In these watertight med kits, they're consistent. They're always built the same way if you buy the same model, and you could buy the refill packs if you use anything that's inside of here. This thing includes gauze, you know, it includes Band-Aids, saline, stuff that you can use if you're, especially if you're in an environment where you're simply walking home, right? Because at the end of the day, getting home is rucking, you're walking. Everything that I have in regards to my get home bag literally has a main focus on getting me to the house. All right, so moving to the bottom of the bag. Now, before I jump into the bottom or the main part of this bag, make sure you hit that like button down below. That's gonna definitely remind YouTube to share this with folks because the algorithm is a beast. Now, jumping into the main part of the bag, let me zoom you out a little bit so you can see a little bit better. This is a pretty sizable compartment here, and I try to pack this out as well as possible. Now, I have 4 or 5 of these Grail water filters, water purification systems. I love them. I have it in my EDC bag. I have it in my Urban Assault kit. I have it sitting on my desk over there. They're kind of pricey. Catch them on a sale. They're really good. These things are about 99 bucks. 139 bucks for the bigger size. They're really good because you fill the water up, whatever water source you find, whether that be a creek or whatever, fill the water up to this line, you pull this entire filtration system out, you press it down, and it purifies the water. It also kind of takes the chunky stuff out of the water, and you can use this filter hundreds of times. Now, I am not a fan of getting wet, so I have a humongous bright orange poncho. Now, this poncho kind of has a few extra tricks up its sleeve. Yes, it's a poncho, but it also has grommet hose so that I can use this, take this off and use it as a tarp, use it as a windbreak. I can use it as a blanket. You know, it's well made. It's not plastic. You can't rip it like a lot of emergency ponchos. So I can wear this thing for hours. Also bright orange as well. I keep some 550 cord. Now 550 test for 550 cord. The main parts, the reasons I want to use this is in combination with this poncho, but also if I need to tie something off, but more likely it's going to be just strapping additional things to this bag that if I were to find or to want to take with me that are in my truck. Because the theory behind a get home bag is that you're in your vehicle and you're going to take things that are with you alongside. So I might want to strap a few additional things with me. So on the outside, we do have the green light, but I also have this Weebin. Now Weebin, and maybe I'm mispronouncing them, Amazon type company for flashlights, but this thing puts out a lot of light. This is a 2600 milliamp hour battery. And the reason that I use this is because it puts out tons of lumens. So I know that you can probably get more bang for your buck by buying AAA or AA, but I keep the charger for this in the bag. And, you know, if I need to charge this with my vehicle before I take off on my journey, then I can. It does have a little charge port here at the top, so you can charge this. So I'm not not the biggest fan of rechargeable batteries when it comes to my flashlights, but when it comes to a case like this just puts out so many lumens that it's really attractive to be able to use. So I really like this flashlight. So we jumping into this side of the bag now. This is the Hogue EX-F01 fixed blade knife. Absolutely Wonderful fixed blade knife that I have here. Now, I like the scales on it, but the thing that really attracted me to this knife is I caught it on a sale, but I like this jipping here, so I think I can really hammer down on this thing with a log if need be. I like the fact, obviously, that the blade goes all the way through the actual scales, but I just love the way this thing feels in the hand. It feels really durable, really reliable. It fits the entire hand, and it feels like something I'm going to be able to use. There's lash points if you want to be able to tie some 550 cord through here if you want. You can also buy different scales from their website. I generally think that these scales actually look pretty nice. This thing comes with, I think, a 4.5-inch blade, so freaking long monster of a blade, and it's made in the USA. Great company. Comes with this really beefy sheath here, and you can wear it through your belt loops here at the top, or you can fold this down. You can also strap it as well and leave the actual scales exposed if you want to wear it. Two different ways to wear the sheath. And they also give you a little bit of cordage down here if you want to use that as well. And I strap, once again, a little quick release handle here so that I can quickly get this out the bag, but I also know that it's not moving around. I could also leave it hanging out the bag if I wanted to because of this quick release system, so I could access the blade quickly. Right here at the top, they do have this little compartment here. In here, I do keep a signaling mirror. This comes with a little bit of cordage. I like the signaling mirror that ESEE makes, or Randall Survival is their sister company, because it does have an eye relief hole in the middle, so you can actually stand on the horizon and use this properly. And then I purchased the ESEE Mini Survival Kit. Now, this kit comes with an empty can, and you can suit it out however you like, but their kit, I think their mini survival kit on Amazon is like $35, and it comes with plenty of different things in here that you can use. A small fishing kit, another striker, a small blade, a button compass, some tinder. So just a lot of different small things that you can use. Redundancy is nice. I put a Ranger band on the outside so that it won't flop open, and Ranger bands obviously are flammable as well. So lots of different options in here. There's still more room if I wanted to put some more stuff in there. Then here at the bottom, I keep some Daytrex emergency rations. This should last 3 days, but I don't intend to be walking 3 days. This pack, you know, I have this designed for me to walk 30 to 50 miles, and I ruck my bags all the time. The bags you've seen on this channel, that's one of my hobbies, is rucking, and this bag rucks well, and so I always have some good shoes in my truck. So I intend to have this. If I'm pumping out 10 miles a day, you know, I should be able to use this Daytrex pretty well. Here in the front, I keep one of these keys that allows for you to access the water filtration or the water system on the side of a building. You know, you ever walk by a building and you see a freaking spigot, but you see the faucet, but you can't just go up and turn it on like you can in your house. This tool allows for you to turn that on. Also in the bag, I keep a headlamp. Now this headlamp is by Petzl. Really good headlamp. It uses 3 AAA batteries, but you know, if I want to be able to go hands-free, if I want to wear this on my head while I'm walking, put this on, make it happen. Makes life a little bit easier. Also, very top of the bag, I keep a hero clip just in case I want to clip this entire bag and hang it from a surface. I like hero clips, keep these things everywhere. Every single one of my bags normally has multiple hero clips, so if you don't have these things, you need to grab yourself a few of them. So tell me, what do you guys think? What do you keep in your get home bags? Do you have a get home bag? I personally think that a get home bag is more important than a bug out bag. Let me know down below, which one do you think is more important? I have both, but the first bag that I would build if I was trying to build a bag for an emergency situation would probably be a get home bag, mainly because if you're at a place where your vehicle breaks down, something crazy may happen, right? An electromagnetic pulse. I'm just saying. I actually have an EMP shield on my truck, which is supposed to deter or stop an electromagnetic pulse. But let's say it doesn't work, or let's say that it does work, and I don't want to be driving my vehicle, the only one that can drive his or her vehicle around. I might want to purposely leave my vehicle and begin to walk. That's why I have this kit. Comment down below, do you have a kit that's similar to that? If this is your first time stopping by the channel, thanks for stopping by. For everyone else, we'll speak soon.